I save money, you know, without actually having to save money. A man will hear that and think, how can a man save money without actually having to save money? Or maybe the title of the video should be, when you're frugal, you save money by default. Me and my girl sitting there yesterday, and you know I got that flat around the corner, innit? So I need to buy 2 new bed frames and 2 new mattresses. So I'm going to get them from Argos. And when I was looking at getting them delivered to the flat, all the time slots was all over the place and that. And I was thinking, I ain't got 4 hours to sit down here and an extra 2 hours to sit down for these deliveries and that. So let me just see if I can go and collect them in my car. Now, bearing in mind, I ain't got a big car in it, but I was going to try and collect the mattresses and the bed frames and that. Just doing multiple trips in that, because the flat isn't too far away from the Argos. So I could just keep going back and forth, back and forth. But in regards to the mattresses and that, when you buy a mattress from Argos, you cannot collect it from the store. It comes from a warehouse and goes to wherever it needs to be delivered. In terms of bed frames and that, they keep bed frames in the store. So the mattresses, in terms of me collecting them from the store, is out of the question. I would have to get that delivered. But the bed frames, I can physically go down there and collect them. Now, they're going to be in big boxes and that, obviously. But what I plan to do is buy the bed frame and take the stuff, all the parts out of the box in the street and fill up my car. I ain't got time to be waiting for 4 hours for a stupid delivery. Even though it's only £5 and that, I ain't got time in it, yeah. And certain people might watch this and think, blood, just wait at the flat and it only costs you £5 and that. Blood, I don't want to spend the £5. Me, I'm a frugal man. I don't like to waste money. I refuse to pay for delivery, you know. I hate paying for delivery. I don't play about when it comes to spending money, you know. Literally, like even my work. I'll show you my kitchen quickly. Obviously, man's done like the kitchen and that. See this worktop here, yeah? I bought it from a store just not too far around the corner, like a 10-minute drive. And the guy that was selling the worktops and that, he said to me, yeah, you can get it delivered for £30. I told him no. I emptied out my car. And then, yeah, I emptied out my car, fully emptied out my car. And then I put the 2 worktops in my car and drove it to my yard. I'm not paying £30 for no flipping, no delivery and that. I like to save money. I'm not wasting no money on no Ross Clark delivery. I've even put a bathtub in my car because I didn't want to pay £15 for the bathtub to be delivered from B&Q to my flat. And this is how you save money. Me and my man, I was sitting down talking to my girl and I was saying, do you know what, yeah? Over the last 10 years, I've never had to save money. Like, I've never physically had to take money out of one account and put money in the next account. I've just been able to save. Like, I've never had to say, okay, let me take this money and put it in this account or else I'm going to save it. When you're frugal, when you spend money sensibly, you don't need to move money about. Now, obviously, I've moved money about just so I can neaten up my accounts and that. But really and truly, I don't need to save money. I spend so sensibly in that. I buy the things that I need. So it's not a case of me, you know, saying, oh, I'm going to go without that. I don't need to go without anything. I buy all the things that I need, sensible things that I need, and whatever money is left over is what I save. I don't physically need to save. I was sitting down talking to my girl saying, I've never actually put money away or put money aside really for the last 10 years. Obviously, you want to neaten up your accounts and that, so you know, okay, this is how much I've got and that. But I've never, like, when basically when a payday comes in, I never think to myself, okay, bam, take this £1,000 and put it in this account. No, I'm not knocking anyone that needs to do that. But me, man's at a higher level of saving than that. Like, man's so sensible with money. I don't have a savings account. I actually don't have a savings account. You see my money for my property, I put down about 32 grand for my last property deposit. So the property cost me 125,000. I put down a 25% deposit, and I think that cost me about £32,000. Yeah, I had no savings account. I physically don't have a savings account. I don't need a savings account. It's all in my current account. Do you know why? I don't spend money like an idiot. I don't need to physically take money out of one account and put it in a savings ISA account and lock it up and put 6 pit bulls in front of it and a fucking TNT dynamite to stop me from spending that money. I've got discipline. The money that I spend is money that I have to spend stuff on. Yeah, I don't just spend money like a fool. So over the last 10 years, I've never needed to take money out of one account and put it in the next. Literally, I just sit down and think, like, I don't even remember doing that. I don't need to. See, the thing about saving and that, it's all about discipline. There's certain people, yeah, they know they have an alcohol addiction. They're not alcoholics, but they have an alcohol addiction. Like, you know, they'll be sitting down and they're tempted to go and get a glass of wine or whatever. Yeah, there's certain people, they could have alcohol in their house and they say to themselves, all right, I don't want to drink Monday to Friday, so I'm only going to drink on the weekend. So you know what they have to do? They have to literally hide the bottles of wine from themselves. What? You should be able to see bottles of wine in your fridge or your cupboard or whatever. I think people keep wine in the cupboard. I don't drink alcohol in it. You should be able to keep bottles of wine in your cupboard and go in there, see it and say, no, I'm not going to drink the alcohol, whatever, in it. Yeah? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're supposed to be able to exercise discipline in that. There's certain people, if they have an alcohol addiction, they can't go down certain aisles in Tesco's and that. Like, oh, I'm going to stay away from that aisle because that's where all the alcohol is, because I'll end up going and buying something. I think to myself, what's wrong with these people, blood? Can't you see something and say no? The reason why there's so much people in debt nowadays is because they can see a pair of trainers and not have the money for it, but still say yes. Me and my man, if I see a pair of trainers that I like and I don't have the money, that's the end of the argument. There's no, I don't feel like, oh, you know, like all this emotional spending and that. There's a lot of people out here, and gyal as well, mostly, who spend money because they don't feel good about themselves. I just don't get it. I released a video yesterday. So today is, I think, January the 19th. I released a snippet yesterday. I think it was called You Can't Laugh Your Problems Away or something like that. And that was taken, that 10-minute video was taken from a large 1 hour and a half reaction video. And basically this girl's talking about, she spends emotionally and whatever in it, and she spends money to feel good. And I think to myself, I don't know, maybe it's me, maybe I'm a madman, maybe I'm sick in my head, innit? Yeah, but me, I don't need to spend money to feel good. I don't even need to wear nice clothes to feel good. You know that there's some people on this planet, yeah, the reason why they wear Balmain, Prada, Balenciaga, Gucci and all that is to make themselves feel good, because deep down they feel like shit. Me and my man, I go out looking like a tramp, you know. I don't care. Sometimes I have to say it to myself, you know, like, Jay, you're on £300 a day. Stop dressing like you're on fucking £50 a day, or stop dressing like a homeless person. Literally, I'll show you my jacket. Don't get it twisted. Man, I'm not gonna go to the cinema, or you get me, go out on dates and them thing. They take my girl out for a date and that, or you know, get me go to a party with a jacket that's got paint and shit on it. But I will feel no way to fling on this jacket right now and go to the shops. I don't business. Some people, they have to be dressed like they're dressed to the nines and that to go to the shop. And I know deep down they have an insecurity in that. Me, I feel good internally all the time. So therefore, when I go out on the street, I don't feel like I need to show the world, or you get me, put on some nice clothes to feel good. When you feel good internally, you don't care about looking good to the world, if that makes sense. But yeah, man, I don't need to save money. In order for me to save money, I don't need to physically move money from here to there. There's certain people, if they were saving up for a property and that, they would have to physically have a savings account. I don't have any savings accounts. All my accounts are current accounts. But my 32 grand was in my current account. I don't spend money like a fool. I don't spend money like a fool, man. I manage my finances and that. Don't get it twisted. I don't sit and watch my bank account like a hawk and that. But I spend sensibly in that, so I never feel like I need to be watching the pennies. Telling my girl the other day, I remember when I was working at home to Haringey, I was spending like, this is what I'm saying. You see all of that little, it's £5 for delivery here, £10, £30 for delivery here. That all adds up, you know. I think it's called squandering money. I think that's what my mum told me. There's a word called squandering money or something like that. All of that spending £5 for delivery, £10, £30 for delivery, it all adds up. I remember when I was working at home to Haringey, and when I checked myself, I was like, right, I'm spending £5 a day on drinks. Forget about food, you know, my brother. Just drinks. Drinks alone, you know. I used to buy, you know, that big bottle of aloe vera drink. You know when it first came out, the Grace. It's by Grace, the brand Grace. The aloe vera drink with the bits in it. I used to buy that, like one bottle of that, and then just bare drinks throughout the day. And I said, you know, fuck all this spending £5 a day. I went to Costco and bought, you know, one of them big boxes of Evian water, but not the big bottle of Evian water. So it was a box of 12, the Evian water where it's like the 750ml or the 75 centilitres. You know the Evian water with the red top, like the sports bottles. Man used to buy a box of 12 of them, and then the open up the bottle, tip out a little bit and fill it up with Ribena. And that'll be one, I'll drink 1 or 2 a day. That will save me so much money. I think the box of Evian water was like £6 or £10. Even if it was £10, it was less than that. It's probably about £8. Imagine spending £8 a week instead of spending £5 a day. Yeah, it was £5 a day, £25. Literally spending £25 a week on drinks and that. I said, no, fuck this, man. I'm a man, I just watch the penny. I'm not a cheap ass though. I'm not a cheap ass, blood. Like, you won't go in my fridge and see Tesco value mayonnaise or Tesco value salad cream. No, man, buy Heinz salad cream, Heinz baked beans, and Heinz mayonnaise and that. I'm not cheap like that, innit? But at the same time, I still watch the pennies, innit? I don't spend money stupidly. And I don't spend money stupidly, man. There's some people, they just fling money away and that's why they end up getting me all in credit card debt and that. They don't value money. Well, at least they'll end up in their overdraft and that. I've never been in my overdraft. I've had warnings before, like, obviously I've got multiple accounts and that. And like, when your bills are due to come out and that, if you've got insufficient funds, your bank knows. So it'll send you like a text reminder, like with Santander, and they send me a text and say, yo, you got some bills that are coming out or whatever, and you need to put sufficient funds in your bank account by 12 p.m. or else you get penalized or something, I don't know, go into your overdraft and that. I just think, oh shit, I need to move money around. And other than that, man, I've never been in my overdraft ever in my life, ever. Man, watch the pennies, man. Man, watch the pennies. Don't get it twisted. There's times where I do just spend money silly, yeah? When I'm in Edmonton and I take my bike out for a ride, I'll top up my tank on my bike, £20, full tank it, you know, £20. I'll take my bike up to the M25, whiz around the M25 and that, come back. After an hour, I've burned £20 petrol. But obviously, it's my vice, innit? Like me, I don't bun weed, I don't drink alcohol, I don't go out raving. Again, I don't like to go out to restaurants and that. Because, you see, living up here on my own, yeah, like I realised that how much money you can save by not eating out. Like there's certain people, like my girl will buy a leg of lamb for like £30 or something. And people will be like, fuck, man, like that's £30, like that's expensive and that. Don't get twisted, we don't eat that once a week, maybe once a month, once every month and a half or whatever. Some people will be like, fuck, spending £30 on a leg of lamb. Yeah, but remember, with the leg of lamb, we get 6 servings out of that. Yeah, that'll last us 3 days, maybe more. If you go out to eat, you go to a Ross Clark restaurant and that, you will spend £50 and more than that. I'm not talking about £50. You will spend £75, £80 and that's it. One serving, one meal, that's it. One night out, that's it. Leg of lamb, £30. You'll get 3 servings times 2 people. That's 6 servings. That's 3 days worth of food. Living up here, living on my own and that, I've realised, you know what, yeah, blood, you buy a whole chicken for like, I don't know, the price has gone up now. And you buy a whole chicken, a large, extra large chicken. And let me just comment on the large chicken, extra large chicken. They ain't fucking extra large no more. I remember the extra large chicken used to be extra large. Now the extra large chicken is like medium. Anyway, you buy an extra large chicken and that will, if you're on your own, that will last you like 5 days. That's only £6. Yeah, you go out. How much is a large chicken, extra large chicken in Nando's? £22 or something. It all adds up, man. It all adds up. Even the other day, like with my girl's birthday, and I had to take her to the flat to go and do something, whatever, innit? And then she wasn't gonna have time to cook, or she didn't want to cook too late, innit? So she was like, oh, let me just get takeaway, and then I was thinking, all right, we're gonna get a cheap takeaway. I don't want to spend the money. I don't want to spend the money, innit? Like I'm not a cheap ass, innit? I'm a bit of a cheapskate, not gonna lie, innit? Yeah, but man need to know and learn how to save money, innit? I've always been a saver. I think it's because obviously when I was in school and that, I learned how to manage my money, manage my finances and that. Literally, going to school, buying stock the night before, you get me, and then selling and that, retaining the money, and not spending. When I was 15 years old, I had about 1,500 in savings, you know. Imagine being 15 years old and having 1,500 in savings. Like, yeah, you're looking at this now as a 25, 40-year-old, whatever person. Yeah, you say, yeah, 1,500 is not that much in savings. Yeah, but imagine being 15 years old. How much money did you have in savings when you was 15 years old? You understand what I'm trying to say, fam? Like, it was a lot of money, and to retain it as well, not spend it. 'Cause remember, 1,500 didn't just come to me in one go. Man, I had to save. Never spend that money. I just wanna, someone could drop 100 grand, 200 grand on me. I'm not gonna spend it stupidly. I'm not gonna spend it stupidly. That money will be gone. Not gone on Gucci, Balenciaga, or Balmain, but it will be gone on properties. So that's it, man. I save money without actually having to save money because I watch the pennies. Yeah, I don't spend money stupidly. I'm what you call being frugal, and don't get it twisted. I was at someone's house the other day, and I'm standing in the hallway. This girl had like a washing machine engineer in the kitchen, and the washing machine engineer left the kitchen, and he left the house, he left the property, he finished his job because he was fixing her washing machine. And she got up and she said, "Oh, I can turn off the lights now." And I'm thinking, why are you even conscious of having the lights on and that? So the price of energy and that gone up and that. People are broke. People are struggling and that. But the reason why people are struggling, anyone that you know right now, even if you're that person watching it right now, if you're not living comfortably, if you're not living the lifestyle that you want to live, don't get it twisted. Living a lifestyle that you want to live, it doesn't mean you have to be living, driving a Lamborghini. But if you're not living comfortably, you're not living a similar lifestyle that you want to live, you're not happy in your financial situation, there's something in your story that don't add up. It's not just because, oh, you know, things are hard and that. Nah, you ain't made no sacrifice, you ain't made no preparation and that. You're probably not saving your money, you're probably spending money like a fool. And then the funny thing is as well, it's like, people start to get wise and smart with money when it's too fucking late, blood. But as human beings, unfortunately, we have to learn the hard way. That video I was talking about, the reaction video I did, that's an hour and a half. This girl was in like 50 grand worth of debt. Even if you wipe the girl's debts clean and start her off from scratch and give her extra 10, don't give her no money. But anyway, wipe the girl's debts off and leave her at £0, 0 pence. Yeah, get rid of all the debts. She will still fall back into debt. You know why? Because human beings, unfortunately, we need to learn the hard way. You could tell a child, don't touch that hot iron or don't touch that hot stove. They will go and do it. They have to learn the hard way. People have to be burnt, unfortunately. You know? But yeah, that's it, man. I save money by not saving money. Like, I don't need to save money. I don't need to physically move money around in that. The reason why I'm able to save money is because I'm frugal. Because I spend sensibly in that. So whatever money I have left, which I always have money left, that's what gets saved, innit? Stay wise.